Welcome back to the channel. This is Man United Central, guys. Listen, it's another live. We are here. All right. We're gonna be talking about Manchester United. We got a game coming up. Again, games are coming thick and fast. Games are coming thick and fast, and no room for error. Right? Ten Hag is already in hot soup. You may say it. But again, there's always chance to redeem himself, right? There's always chance. So he has a chance to redeem himself. You know what I mean? So we're going to be jumping to that, talking about, obviously, Manchester United take on Tottenham. That is the next game coming up for us, right? Next game coming up for us is that. And also, we're going to be talking about this kid, CHIDO OBI-MARTIN, right? We got some news today that CHIDO OBI-MARTIN could be finally, or not could be, he is finally a Manchester United player, right? Because there was some negotiations because Arsenal were trying to play hardball, right? They didn't want to give us our player, so there was some legal issues that needed to be sorted out. And it looks like those legal issues were resolved, right? And we did get that confirmation from Fabrizio that CHIDO OBI-MARTIN, it looks like whatever legal issues they were kind of resolved, and it is all sorted. So, but we're going to jump into that first, and then we're going to talk about the Man United Tottenham game. What are we going to expect? What should we expect in this game, right? We know that both teams, they definitely need a win, right? Both teams need a win, and a loss will be disastrous, especially for us. But yeah, before we get into that, let's talk about CHIDO OBI-MARTIN. So according to checking this out from Sky Sports, it's reporting that Man United receive approval for CHIDO OBI-MARTIN transfer from the Premier League after 16-year-old Arsenal's exit, right? So the report goes like this. They said CHIDO OBI-MARTIN is on the verge of officially joining Manchester United after they received the Premier League ratification required for the teenager striker to complete the move, right? Listen, this is what I'm talking about, man. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Let me fix my light here a little bit. It's getting kind of dark. Is it? That I think that's a little bit better, right? Listen, when you're alive, man, things happen. Okay, trying to figure this thing all out. That way, I'm not sitting here in the dark talking to you, fantastic people. I don't want to do that. So we're sorting this out as we go, people. That is live for you. It's live because I'm sitting here trying to figure out what to do with my lighting. That's what's up, people. Thank you so much for joining. Smash that like, hit the subscribe if you haven't done so. All right, so let's talk about this kid, CHIDO OBI-MARTIN. All right, what we got? So the 16-year-old striker, who went basically went viral for scoring 10 goals in the academy game last year, left Arsenal in the summer following the expiry of the contract, right? So OBI-MARTIN has already agreed terms with United and now has the green light to finalize the switch and sign his contract after the transfer was rubber stamped by the Premier League. Right, people, smash a like as you're coming in. Thank you so much for joining. If you haven't subscribed as well, go ahead and do that. It's easy. Just hit the subscribe button. Bow, tap it. Good. It's done. All right. And again, hitting those likes is free, man. Just support the channel. Smash those likes. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, back to CHIDO OBI-MARTIN. So OBI-MARTIN made headlines in November 2023, right? When he found the back of the net 10 times, man. He scored 10 times for Arsenal under 16 in a 14-3 win over Liverpool, right? In total, the Denmark under 17 international has scored 32 goals in 24 appearances at youth team level for Arsenal. This was last season, right? However, United are aware he will require time and patience, having missed out on a long, basically a long period of training with any team while doing the process of the whole ratification, right? Um, Listen, um, this this kid, I don't know if you guys are excited as I am. I am boosted for this kid, right? Because according to reports, we see that, okay, him coming in, he could be, we have the two main strikers. We have Xerxes, we have Rasmus Højlund, right? So, we needed another striker. People are like, oh, get Ivan Toney, or get, assign somebody, right? But I think the game plan was to, leave a space for this kid, all right, CHIDO OBI-MARTIN. And I think CHIDO OBI-MARTIN is going to be our third striker, right? I think, I'm not sure, right? And the good thing is this, that with this kid, basically what he gives you is something that sorry for a second here. I need to check my devices are. I don't know what's happening with my tablet here, because that's where my notes are. Yeah. So basically, when he comes in, he gives you something that we don't have in a team. This kid, whenever you think about CHIDO OBI-MARTIN, he's like the Haaland. He's like a Haaland at a youth level, right? He's on fire, strong, quick, really good on the ball, and deadly in front of target, right? And we know, guys, listen, we need goals, all right? Man United needs goals, okay? Now, it's not like I'm getting all boosted that, oh, this kid is going to come on board and then give us a whole bunch of goals. No, I'm not. I'm not doing none of that, right? But I'm saying it's just exciting to have this kid coming on board. You know what I mean? He's, he's just a kid. We shouldn't hype him up too much, but he's going to give us something, something that we don't have. And again, if I don't know if you haven't really checked him out, go ahead on YouTube and look up his compilation of some of his goals and stuff like that. You'll be motivated. All right, let's go back to the report from the Sky Sport. What do they say? So let's see. Yeah, the report says like there has been no official confirmation from United at this stage, but OBI-MARTIN appears to tease supporters by posting. I don't know if you guys saw that picture, man. He posting the photo of himself meeting club legend Eric Cantona on social media. Listen, of course, everybody was talking about this. This was like one of the trending, topics today, because they're like, listen, this kid, after the ratification of his, him coming to Man United, what do? You you go and get the blessing of the king himself, Eric Cantona, and then they teased that picture over there. That was something, again, to get us all excited and boosted, because you know what? We need it, right? Because there's a lot of negativity right now going on with our team, guys. A lot of negativity because, of course, we did not win. We did not win against Twente, where we were expected to win. So there's a lot of negative vibes going on with our team, right? A lot of negative vibes going on, and we needed a boost. We needed a boost, and seeing CHIDO OBI-MARTIN's deal being kind of finalized in a way, again, and until we see him holding the shirt, I think, next to Ten Hag, then we'll know, okay, it's official. But right now, we already had a here we go from Fabrizio, right? So now this is just, the legalities that was happening in the back end, those, they're getting finalized and sorted out. And you know what? Apparently the kid right now is training with the, I think with the under 18s, if I'm not mistaken. And they're working on bringing his fitness up, because of course he missed quite a bit of training. So, they need to kind of get him up to speed. So are we going to see him this season? Maybe if we progress in the likes of Carabao Cup or FA Cup kind of thing, as if we progress as far as we can. We most likely will see him. We may see Sekou Kone, because also another one that's exciting. I cannot wait to see is Sekou Kone, because that's another one who's being really like fast tracked in Carrington, because again, he has really impressed the team at Carrington, the coaches. So they're already fast tracking him to get him to the first team, right? So we may be, if we progress into these tournaments, we may be at one point see maybe Kone coming in, and also CHIDO OBI-MARTIN coming in to get some games, right? So now I don't know. What do you guys think? Is he going to be automatically ahead of Ethan Whitley? You know, because Ethan Whitley was the next one that we thought, okay, he's going to be coming to the first team, right? But now this kid CHIDO OBI-MARTIN coming in, again, he's coming in with the scoring those 10 goals, having about 32 goals at his level. That is something to basically write home about. Means he knows where the back of the net is. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to see what is going to happen with him, right? Let's jump into the main thing: Manchester United versus Tottenham. Ten Hag versus Ange Postecoglou. Ten Hag versus High Line, right? So let's talk into that. Let's get into that. So Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag finds himself again, at a game where, obviously we failed to beat Crystal Palace last week, and then we also could not win against Twente. So it's 8 games into 2024, and Ten Hag's stock has dropped again, risen and dipped all in the same 2 months, right? So the Sunday's game with Tottenham presents an opportunity to return to winning ways, even though it won't be easy, right? Because we are facing Tottenham. Like Ten Hag and United, Ange Postecoglou and Spurs have struggled to spark their season so far, right? Which is frustrating. Results against Leicester, Newcastle, and Arsenal have left them just above United on goal differences. So basically United and Tottenham, we kind of, similar, obviously on points, just goal difference. That's why they're above us. So we kind of have similar, like results. We didn't start the season very well, right? So again, both of the teams really need this win, right? But it means more for us because we're playing at home, and a loss, a draw will be an utter disaster for Ten Hag. That is for sure, right? It will be a disaster for Ten Hag. That is for sure, because we cannot afford another loss, because we have to win, right? We have to win, to keep the vultures away, right? That's what we have to do. To keep the vultures away, we gotta win, right? And Ten Hag on his press conference, he did say that, listen, when he was asked about Bruno, he acknowledges Bruno is struggling, but from what I gathered from that press conference, Ten Hag looks like he's gonna play Bruno through this tough time, right? So I know some of us we thought Bruno is gonna be benched. Yeah, it's not gonna happen, right? Ten Hag is gonna continue playing Bruno through this tough time, hoping that he can play him into form. Hoping he can play him into form. If that's the case, then and also Ten Hag did confirm that he doesn't have any new injured players who are coming back. So most likely the team that he's gonna field during that day, it's gonna be the same team that was available against Twente, right? So we don't have any new players coming in. We still have Luke Shaw out. Lenny Yoro is still out, right? So it's going to be the same team, fielding. So you guys let me know in the comments below, what is your predicted lineup you think it's going to be, right? Obviously, I'm thinking, to me, obviously Bruno is going to start. So again, that's in the midfield. One spot is already taken. Are we going to see Christian Eriksen again? Honestly, when it comes to the midfielders, Christian Eriksen has been one of Ten Hag's, like rejuvenated, reborn. I don't know what you want to call with Christian Eriksen, because he has been so far amazing. Yes, in the Twente game, he made that mistake that pretty much handed Twente the equalizer. But all in all, if you look at his game in totality, most of the games that he played very well. He gives us that control in the midfield. He's patient in the whenever we're building through the midfield. He makes easy passes, right? He's not rattled in the midfield, like for example, like Bruno trying to hit those Hollywood balls, being so quick to release the ball. He doesn't have none of that, and that's something that he brings us, right? And one thing we know is Ten Hag had said this in this game against Tottenham. He said, "Listen, I think it will be a very intensive game, right? It always is against Tottenham, and I think it's our style as well." And he says, "I think it's going to be very dynamic, attractive game." Ten Hag continues to say, "Listen, every opponent has strength and weaknesses. Tottenham has their strength, definitely. Their philosophy is very clear, very attacking, but that also leaves space, but they take into account, and that can maybe help." So guys, listen, that statement right there means that they're more like they play with high line. We know that. So it means that they're going to leave space behind. And that being the case, we do have quick players, right? So having quick players, you would think that it would make sense in this game, for example, to have the likes of Rashi on the left, Rasmus maybe up top, and then on the right you have maybe Garnacho, right? Because all those three they can get behind, right? Because when Tottenham, they know how to play only one way. They're gonna be attacking us. They're gonna leave those spaces, and then you have the likes of maybe. Now this is where Bruno comes in handy, because having the likes of Bruno, he's quick to, whenever we win the ball back, and our Tottenham, the more on our half, Bruno can see those quick passes, because at that point when Bruno wins the ball back, or we win the ball back, Bruno gets it. He can look up and say, "Oh, I see Rashi running behind. I see Garnacho running behind. Rasmus behind." Then he can probably try to get them. Now, I'm not saying that Bruno should be pinging the Hollywood ball, right? To that way he can quickly release Rashford, Rasmus, or Garnacho, for example, or even Ahmed. We don't want that. We want he can still do the easy passes, right? Because we are controlling games. He does not need to do those Hollywood ball passes and causing us to lose the ball, right? We want to keep the ball. So we win the ball quickly. He looks up, he tries to get the ball on the wings, try to get the ball behind. He can do that without making those Hollywood passes. That's what we want to see, right? So Ten Hag continues, says, "Listen, but you have to be very good against Tottenham, right? If you want to control the game, you need, again, a high performance level. Then we will create again and take chances, right?" According to reports, it said United's injury problems are different to Tottenham, as well as Richardson and Wilson. They're out for Tottenham. Son Heung-min, his I think an injury concern. Listen, I don't want to face Son Heung-min, man. For me, he's whenever we play him, he gives us a problem. So I don't. If he's out, I'll be boosted, right? So apart from Son Heung-min, apart from Sonny, everyone's okay. But I think this is Ange. He says, "I don't think it's so bad with Sonny, so he may be available. So he wants to train. He's going to continue to train, and then they're going to monitor him to see if he's going to be able to make the game, right? Yeah, I hope he doesn't, because I really don't want to face him, as I said. You know what I mean? But again, this is a game that both coaches really want to win, right? And Ten Hag, obviously, he's under pressure, right? He's under more pressure, I think, than Ange Postecoglou, right? To me, I think he has under more pressure, and he has to deliver. He has to deliver. He has to pick the right team, his best team. I don't know in this team, do we see Xerxes starting? And no, I don't think so. I think he's going to start Rasmus because of, again, the ability to speed to get behind. In the midfield, are we going to see Christian Eriksen again? You know what? Um, if you start Eriksen, what do you do? Is it going to be Eriksen and Kobe Mainu? Because ideally, I want Kobe Mainu to start, or Kobe Mainu did. He was rested. He didn't start against the Twente game, right? So he's fresh. So I don't see Kobe Mainu being dropped, right? Or starts from the bench. So again, it could be a situation where it's maybe Ericsson, Mainu, Bruno, but again, doesn't give us much control in the midfield because I personally see Ugarte starting. So it could be maybe Ugarte to give us that solidity in the midfield, right? To help the defense in case we need to defend more to win those tackles, right? So to me, the midfield could be Ugarte, Mainu, and Bruno, right? Front three, we already talked about Rashi, Russ, and Ganacho, right? The back four, of course, they pick themselves. Dalot, Lisandro Martinez, Delit comes back, and Mazraoui. Of course, on goal, Onana. That is my basically starting 11. And I think with Delit coming back into the game, Delit, we missed him obviously in the Twente game because with him not being in the team, we had to kind of cater for Maguire because Maguire cannot really play the high line. So Mazraoui couldn't really advance as much to get into attacking. So he kind of had to kind of check back to see, okay, where is Maguire kind of situation. So that is the disadvantage of having Maguire in the team. But with Delit and Martinez, we can kind of also play ourselves in high line when we have the ball, to get into to try to pin Tottenham in their half, right? And again with Mazraoui and Delit, those two have a connection because of their history with Ajax and also Bayern. So again, they understand each other. They understand how they play. So again, when it comes to advancing the ball, attacking, we can attack more with freedom, and knowing that okay, we're kind of sorted in their defense, right? We're okay because we have Delit and Martinez who are quick. They can get back. So you don't have to. The fullbacks don't have to worry so much about tracking back, right? We saw Ten Hag having Delit invert into the midfield. You know what? I don't mind that. Some people did not like it very much. I like him inverting into the midfield because again, he gives us that overload in the midfield, right? Which is something can help because Dalot is pretty good also in finding those passes as well. So if Bruno is more advanced, Dalot can invert in the midfield. Again, he gives us that the midfield of, for example, Dalot and Ugarte kind of help us being more solid if we lose the ball, that can be helpful. But again, whenever Dalot inverts into the midfield, then he kind of limits the help that Rashford needs in their wing, because also Rashford likes the idea of having a fullback that overlaps, right? Because then Rashi and that fullback can work together, right? That's why when Luke Shaw is back, or Luke Shaw really brings the best out of Rashford, right? Because Luke Shaw usually advances into attack, and then Rashi can cut in, knowing that okay, I may get a cutback from Luke Shaw, that kind of situation. But if Dalot is not doing that, then Rashi is kind of left by himself to create, so he's lacking that part. What I mean? People smash a like if you haven't done so. Hit that subscribe. Listen, so that's I see the disadvantage of Dalot inverting into the midfield, right? So we shall see how Ten Hag lines us up tomorrow. Again, Ten Hag needs to, learn who are his best starting 11, right? Once he identifies those players, then he will know, okay, game in, game out, I need to play these players because they're the ones who can they're more likely to give me the win, right? He needs to get the win, right? And on the press conference, he did mention, like, listen, one of our big problems is, you know, it's mentality, that willingness of obviously to fight to go for the win, and also another issue is we are not scoring goals. And it's not a matter of scoring goals. People, smash a like if you haven't done so. Thank you so much for being here. Subscribe if you haven't done so as well. Thank you so much, man. This is Man United Central. I'm your boy Luther. We're talking about Manchester United take on Tottenham on Sunday. And then we got CHIDO OBI-MARTIN in the house, right? So that being said, Ten Hag needs to identify those key players, and he also needs to find a way to try to. I don't know how you train these players. I don't know how you train them to make sure that, listen, when you're on the final third, you're in front of the goal, you gotta put the ball in the back of the net, man. It's pretty simple. It's not simple, I know, but that is the bare minimum, especially the strikers. All those front three players, Rashford, Rasmus, if he starts tomorrow, Garnacho, Amad Diallo, they all need to be scoring. And so far, they haven't been doing that. And that has been our biggest problem. We are creating chances, but we're not putting the ball at the back of the net, right? Now, it's not only for Ten Hag here, because we do have the killer himself when it comes to putting the ball in the back of the net in Ruud van Nistelrooy, right? He's also, I'm going to put him also responsible here, because one of his jobs is to work with these strikers, these wingers, to make sure that they convert these chances, right? What is the point of creating chances if you're not going to put them away, right? It doesn't make any sense, right? You're making this nice dish with all these nice ingredients, and nobody's there to eat it. So, it's a waste of time. So basically, they're doing the hard work. They gotta finish it, all right? They gotta finish their meal. That is the bare minimum. And once we're able to start doing that, then we should be okay, because we are able to get control in the game. When we don't get overrun like that, like the way we did last season, it's a progress, right? We're building really good from the back to the front. We are attacking very well, right? We are winning the balls back very quickly when we lose possession, and it's again another positive from something that we didn't really do last season, right? Yes, people can say, "Oh, we are championing these minor wins here and there." It's because something we didn't used to do last season. So of course, we're excited about being able to do those small bare minimum things, right? Winning your ball back, progressing the ball from back to front, not conceding 100 shots or 20 shots a game, right? All those things are small wins, right? Again, we call them minor wins, right? You got to take those wins, because those little wins, you can build on them to get you to that next level, right? So Ten Hag and Man United need to get those wins to keep on building on those. Now, listen, yesterday we saw Barada, our CEO, put that the game plan, right? The Project 150, right? 2028, Barada wants, basically Barada, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the board wants Manchester United to win the Premier League, right? And Fabrizio Romano also yesterday confirmed that Ineos believe that Ten Hag is their guy to get them there. Now, Ten Hag knows that also the board and Ineos, they're very ambitious, right? But he also knows that he doesn't have a lot of time. Right now he's on thin ice, right? He was backed during the summer transfer window. They got him the players that he wanted. They got him the structure that was missing to help him, right? All those pieces were put in. So he now has to make sure that he delivers, right? He has to make sure that he delivers, because, he really doesn't have, there's nowhere to hide. Everybody right now is looking at him, looking at this team. They're saying, okay, this is year 3. Where is the style of play? Why aren't we winning these matches, right? Why are we struggling to beat, teams like 20, right? It shouldn't happen. Like, each time we play these quote unquote smaller teams, we should be burying them. We should be putting them away, no issue. But it's not been the case, And that is something that the manager has to take responsibility, because it falls onto him. In the press conference, he did say, listen, yes, the mentality situation with the team is one thing, but it's one of those, like, we all have to look ourselves in the mirror to say, hey, why isn't this working? Right? Why isn't this working? It has to work. Right? So again, a lot of things are hinging in this game, right? Because he has to win this game for sure. And then because after that, we go to Porto. That's another game in Europa League he has to win, because obviously he didn't win against Tottenham, against Twente, so he has to win against Porto. Now Porto is not going to be easy. They're a really good team. Now Porto also did not win their first Europa League game, so we got to win there. So we need those 2 wins. But after that, we play Aston Villa. Aston Villa is going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. It's not going to be an easy game, because Aston Villa, they're looking very, very good, right? So if anything, we got to win these 2 games. Okay, with Aston Villa, we get a draw, that will be good, right? I'm never going to say we're going to go in there and lose against Aston Villa, because I always back my team to go for win, right? I always back them to go for the win. So I'm not going to go in there and say, oh, you know what, we're going to lose against Aston Villa. No. Even though Aston Villa, they're playing out of their skins, we still have a chance to win. So again, the games are going to come thick and fast, and no games are going to be easy. So Ten Hag has to start stringing those wins together to shut these Ten Hag outers, to shut these reporters, to shut these bad reports talking about Manchester United. He needs to string those wins, right? And the sooner he starts to do that, the sooner, the pressure will be off of him and off of the players. Because when the pressure is off the manager, it's on the manager, it also trickles down to the team. And again, everybody gets, double questions themselves whenever they're playing, right? Yeah. So that is something that we need to work on, and to get these wins. And again, I talked about it yesterday on the live stream. If you haven't seen it, check it out. People, smash the like, hit the subscribe if you haven't done so. I appreciate you all being here. One thing I gotta say is the disgrace that we saw after that Twente game against Manuel Ugarte, that needs to stop, because we have to back our players, man. These players, they knew. Yes, it was Ugarte's first game. He didn't play entirely very well, but to me, he did not. His game wasn't that bad for him to receive that backlash from social media, talking about, oh, why did we pay 50 million for him? He's not very good, all this stuff. No, that needs to stop, because we got to give him time to adjust into the English football. We got to give him a chance to develop, learn how his fellow players play. You got to give these players time, especially our new signings. We got to back him, because you know what? He's going to be a huge asset for us in that midfield, because again, he's a number 6. Someone that Casemiro was struggling, because Casemiro's legs are kind of gone. So Ugarte is that player that comes in who can play the number 6 role, something that Casemiro could not do. So we got to back him. We got to back him. That way we encourage him to say, hey, we are behind you, right? Instead of criticizing him, after playing, his first debut at Old Trafford, right? That's not acceptable. So guys, listen, recapping, my starting 11 for the Tottenham game is going to go like this. It's Onana, De Ligt, Martinez, left back, Delo, right back, Mazraoui, midfield. I'm going to go with Ugarte, Menu, Bruno, because I don't see Bruno starting, because Tottenham plays high line. I want my speedster, Rashford, Rasmus, and Garnacho on the right. Those are my front 3. That way they can get behind to cause Tottenham some problem. We have to win this game. Predicted score, I want to hear what yours is. Leave me in the comments below. My predicted score for this game is going to be Manchester United 3, Tottenham 1. Let's go! Get in! People, smash a like, hit the subscribe if you haven't done so. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace out.